welcome back to my channel. Now I know it's been quite a long time since I've reviewed makeup. I love makeup, but I've taken a break. I don't know about anybody else, but I am makeup overloaded. There is a new launch every day, every hour, every minute, every second, and honestly I don't think I can keep up mentally nor monetarily. Like, I don't have the funds to be buying all these new foundations and eyeshadows and primers and skincare. Like, there's so much on the market now that I feel very overwhelmed as well as underwhelmed. Like, I'm overwhelmed because there are so many new products, but I'm also underwhelmed because I feel like it's the same old and there hasn't been anything that's really sparked my interest. Now today we're going to be talking about a company that I do love. I've spoken about them before. I'll leave that video linked up above, and that is the brand Glamlite. Now if you don't know, Glamlite is a Latina-owned business. It is based out in LA and I love it. They're actually the first company to give me an affiliate code. I'm going to leave that linked above. You obviously don't have to use it, but if you do, just know that you get 15% off all your purchases, and I also get a commission from that. So I like to be transparent, but you don't have to use it. There are other codes out there that you can use, or you don't have to save money and not use any codes, whichever you prefer. But today we're going to be talking about their new palette, which is the Paint palette. Now, I was intrigued mostly by the design of this palette, and even after trying it today, I am more intrigued by the design of this palette than the palette itself, if that makes sense. Just to talk shop real quick, this palette retails for $45, which is quite expensive, but you get 18 eyeshadows. So for each eyeshadow, you're paying $2.50. Now that is a steal compared to getting a Make Forever eyeshadow, which is I believe like $22 or $20 a pop, or an Anastasia, which is like $12 I believe, or it could be a little bit more, I'm not exactly sure. But I actually have some pros and cons about this palette, and if you're interested in knowing my thoughts on this new Paint palette, then please keep on watching. So when you get the palette, it comes in this PR box. Now I really like the design of the box itself. Like, I like how it kind of looks like a paint. Like when you're painting, it kind of gives me flashbacks to school times. In the back, like the majority of the palettes, they will have a color scheme of what's inside, which I actually really like. If you are one of those types of people that keep the boxes and you want to know what shades are in here, you can just flip it to the back and see what colors, just so that you know that there may be a color that you want to use in this palette. It also gives you a brief description as well as a list of ingredients. Now they have really upped how they show off their ingredients. I talked about that in my other video. Again, if you want to see that, it'll be linked up above as well as in the description bar down below. Now to the actual box itself, I have like a love-hate relationship with it. When it came, it was kind of like indented in. I don't know if I like it or if I don't. I keep going in between. I think that it's a cool design. When you open it, it kind of flips open, which I think is nice. But if you don't like to keep boxes, this is really a waste of material. And I don't know, I have like a really love-hate relationship with this box. That's personally just me, but everyone else is quite different. You do get a brush. Now I didn't try out the brush because I have so many, but I don't know if I would use this brush really for eyeshadow. It's one of those kind of like dense brushes. I'll leave a link of like a comparison to like a Luxie brush that reminds me of this. I would actually prefer to use this brush for concealer, like blending out my concealer on my under eye, or if I'm doing a cut crease, to use it for that, but I wouldn't use this to use eyeshadow. So I don't really know what the purpose of the brush is. I think it looks like a paintbrush, but besides that, I don't see its correlation to actually applying it with eyeshadow. I could be wrong, it may be bomb for eyeshadow, but I just don't know. You also get this nice little tissue paper, which is nice because it kind of protects the case, and then inside you get the palette. Now I'm going to be 100% honest, I really like the shape of this palette, and I'm going to tell you why. Oh god. Okay, so let me put this box down because that's not necessary. So this is the palette. It kind of I feel very Bob Ross like. Like, you know when Bob Ross used to sit there with his thing, he'd be okay, we're just gonna get a little bit of the black right here, we're gonna paint something, we're gonna do some birds because we made a mistake, so let's paint some birds because no one's gonna notice it. And that's how I feel right now. I feel like I'm Bob Rossing but with makeup. if that makes any sense. I used to love watching that when I was a kid. So again, in the back, when it comes to design, I really like that it has a clear front. I love that it has this little hole here, as well as having the ingredients and a description on the back. I think it is really nice. I feel like this design was really well thought out. And something that I really like is that this is sturdy enough, but it also allows you to put the case all the way back, and you can hold this eyeshadow as if you were holding, I don't really know how people hold these types of things, but it allows you to hold it as like a painter would hold their paint thing so they could do their eyeshadow. Now obviously, since I'm right-handed, I would hold it on my left, but I really do like the design of this eyeshadow palette. I hope that they come out with a paint palette part 2, but with different colors, as well as like, I don't know, I actually really do love the design of this eyeshadow palette. I wish all eyeshadow, like I think that's what impresses me the most, is that aspect. That's what for me makes this eyeshadow palette amazing, because when I was doing my eyeshadow, I was able to hold it in my left hand and then dip my brush in whatever colors I was using and then use it in my eyeshadow. I didn't have to, you know, try to find a place on my vanity, because my vanity is 1, small, and 2, like cluttered as it is. So this kind of made it easier, and I kind of felt like my own little painter, you know, again, very Bob Ross. So I really did enjoy that. I am wearing the eyeshadows on my eyes today. I have the yellow shade, the orange shade, and the coral shade on my lids. Now, if I'm being honest, I feel like the look that I created, I could have created with their pizza palette, which I also own, and I would be fine. The only difference is the size and how to hold the palette. So let me grab my pizza palette. So this is the pizza palette. Both of them are technically quite large. The only difference is that I feel like it's a lot easier to hold this one than it is to hold this one, and this one does have a mirror while this one doesn't. Now, I am not missing the mirror. I always have a mirror. I have one of those mirrors that magnifies. I rarely ever use the mirrors on an eyeshadow palette unless I'm on vacation. But if I were to take this with me on vacation, I would just buy one of those like really easy, like transportable makeup mirrors. I really want like the Ricky Loves mirrors, to be quite honest. Like, that's on my list to travel with, because honestly, I don't use the palettes for my home makeup looks. It's just not feasible. Again, you get 18 colors. You get a black, you get a black matte, you get a brown, a burgundy, a red, an orange, a yellow, a green, a royal blue, a navy blue, a purple, a fuchsia, and a coral, which are all matte shades. So the outer colors are all matte, and then the inner 6 shades are all like shimmers. Now, if I'm being honest, I kind of wish that the white wasn't a metallic shade. I really wish that it was like a matte, or that they would include a matte white in here. So the pros for me are the fact that you get 18 shadows. I really do love the design of the eyeshadow palette. I feel like you can really do your eye looks with ease. While the price is quite steep, you do get a lot of eyeshadows, a lot of primary shadows. You do get some neutrals with your pops of color. This is really a pop of color eyeshadow palette. If you don't like color, this is not the palette for you. I would try their Masterpiece palette or one of their other ones. But if you want just one eyeshadow palette that's really colorful, I would highly suggest checking out this one. I feel like it gets your whole basically like color wheel. My only con really is obviously the price is a little steep for people. You can use any of the discount codes that they have. So if you use an affiliate discount code like mine, you will get 50% off, which will drop the eyeshadow palette down to about $38, which for 18 eyeshadows, I don't think that it is bad. It is quite big, so that may be a problem if you're traveling, and I don't know, to be quite honest, how this would do in a travel situation, because this, I feel like this plastic won't really protect my eyeshadow. It also just kind of slides, but I guess I'm gonna have to test it out one time I go on vacation. So yeah, but honestly, I really do love this eyeshadow palette. I really love the design. I can't wait to try out more looks with this. I'm going to include some swatches, some arm swatches, which I don't think which don't really tell the whole story because it doesn't show you how it blends in the eye or whatnot, but I will have some swatches here on the screen, and if you want more of an up close, I'm gonna put it on my blog, which I will link down below. But yeah, I really do love this brand. If you want any reviews on their other palettes, I own almost all of them except for the burger and the taco one, just because I have a lot of eyeshadow palettes, and I am trying to be more conscious of how I'm spending my money and what I'm spending my money on. So I do have the other eyeshadow palettes, so if you do want a review on the other ones that I do own, please leave a comment down below and I will get that out for you as soon as I can. Overall, I really do love this eyeshadow palette, and I'm not saying that because I'm bleh. And I am not saying that because I am an affiliate, because Lord knows I could not say those words out of my mouth. I honestly really do love this eyeshadow palette, and I suggest that if you get any of them, to get this one, because there are so many neutral palettes that are out there. And if you want one that's just a pop of color that is aesthetically beautiful, like this is just a beautiful palette, and you have your basics, this is the palette for you. So yeah, I will leave a link to this palette down below as well in case you want to purchase it. But I don't think that there's anything else besides that. So sorry about the light changing. I'm kind of doing this like towards the end of, it's not even that late. I don't know why the sun is playing me in New York right now. But thank you for stopping by and watching this video. I really do appreciate it. I'm gonna do my YouTuber-ly duties and tell you to please subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell so that you're always notified of when I post a video. I am sorry that I'm speaking too fast. I don't know if it's just me being nervous or the Puerto Rican in me, but you know what? Sometimes it happens. And if you like these types of videos, please give it a thumbs up. That makes me know that you enjoy these types of videos. And as always, I hope you have an amazing, beautiful day, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!